visualizing a flourishing, harmonized economy where poverty becomes obsolete through basic income and creative currency octaves. Imagine any currency both supplemented by a basic unit and complemented by a creative octave scale. The opt-in basic unit, pegged to the primary currency at a 1-to-1 ratio, would be distributed universally via basic income. Primary currency would still be both earned and spent the same as now. However, the poverty-eliminating basic currency could only be spent on foundational goods and services until expired, then either gets redeemed by collective members or reverts back to its source, the treasury. Joining an inclusive creator collective would enable members the opportunity to save expired basic units, accept them as rewards, trade them within the collective, and convert expired basics for primary currency at an elevated and individualized rate, thus incentivizing participation and enhancing the culture. Harmonizing economics this way would create both a supply of, and demand for, social balancing currency designed to dramatically reduce crime, stress, strife, and extreme wealth imbalance. Better than socialism, better than capitalism, and far better than communism is compassionism for three main reasons: freedom, incentive, and peace. The choice to quit or refuse participation to peacefully go one's own way is critical. The social maturity to prevent fellow humans from unnecessary suffering by providing what's already abundant is feasible. And in a modern technological era and information age, the wherewithal to incentivize participation for further collective prosperity, without the threat of impoverishment or the burden of undue stress and strife, is attainable. Little risk with large reward is the way it should be for a modern society, so why not try, especially if it could be simply accomplished. Giving every adult $1,000 per month may help many, however dollars are subject to the whims of the global markets, and most people prefer if basic income were spent only on necessities. If housing, utilities, food, and non-luxury transportation were the only redeemable expenditures for a separate basic supplemental currency, pegged to the dollar at a 1-to-1 ratio, the basics stay in-country without directly influencing currency markets. Basic income notes paired with creative currency octaves as opposed to primary currency for UBI would mitigate inflation, stabilize currency markets, and provide additional incentive to participate, create, and share in a positive way. A currency spectrum and tiered octave scale could usher in a whole new era of harmonized economics and collective prosperity, and holds claims to the fairest proposed solution to 1. Extreme poverty, 2. Extreme and inverted wealth imbalance, and 3. To implementing UBI. With a fresh and fair money supply and a transparent creative currency octave system, everyone gains, yet none lose. And if they ask, but how do we pay for it? Reply simply, by creating it without tax. Practically overnight and realistically in 60 days, the system could arrange and switch on a simple UBI with a few non-invasive strings attached. Citizens could opt in to receive a transaction card for foundational goods and services, replenished each month. Merchants could apply to accept basics as payment to be deposited for a same-as-cash value at their bank. ATM-sized redemption machines can be placed at post offices, banks, markets, etc. The technology already exists to auto-print receipt paper with barcode scans and transact cash and coin, a standard in modern casinos, and by including a card reader, QR scanner, and a secure connection. In theory, the technology to support poverty elimination is ready to be implemented. Those who earn a paycheck or receive structured or investment income continue to save and spend as they please. All adult citizens are entitled to receive basic UBI currency. Although basics can't be spent on luxuries, casino gambling, prostitution, drugs or alcohol, guns and ammo, etc., they can be redeemed by members of the creative collective for primary currency, and those primary notes can then be spent on anything, provided a willing party. Basic units expire, which provides incentive for the ambitious to join the collective to then redeem expired basic notes and earn a individualized multiplier rate of exchange through various and limitless means, such as participating in civic and municipal projects, to classified section-type odd jobs, or even developing one's own invention or creation. For those who don't join the collective, yet have more than enough, they'll likely be willing to support others with their basic notes surplus and expired basics. The octave levels determine the amount of expired basics one may trade in for primary currency in relation to how much they receive per UBI distribution cycle. UBI recipients may choose to receive basic units on a daily, weekly, monthly, or yearly basis. UBI recipients may join the creator collective with intent to create and share something productive in a positive way, and are then offered fair and equitable rewards, with incentive to aspire, accomplish, and achieve via a trade-in scale. Basic member level 1-to-1 or 1x for productive endeavors. If both productive and beautiful, then 1.618x or 5 for the mathematical golden ratio. Enduring beauty, if maintained, qualifies the phi rate to be applied in elevated levels. Elevated levels consist of both productive and one of the following for a 2x multiplier rate: efficient, effective, or inventive. Productive and 2 of the above earns a trade-in rate of 3x. Productive and all 3 of the above described as efficient, effective, and inventive then earns a trade-in rate of 4x. If the project is deemed wonderful, then 5x. High-quality works earn 6x. Top-tier levels are described as premier for 7x, magnificent for 8x. Then finally, if a project is considered exquisite, it earns a trade-in rate of 9x. Question: who decides who and what projects get elevated? First off, similar to current systems, any person engaged in the economy can participate creatively with primary currency. However, if they're willing to join a collective, they then open up their work for review, and scrutiny, of course, comes with that. Administrative support professionals can operate the logistics of peer review and discourse in self-organizing, trial and improvement-based, fractal-type fashions, where successful models are developed. Information gets freely shared via open feedback loops, and what's successful gets replicated and/or expanded upon. Elevated members may be obligated to review new proposals and other people's work for, say, an hour or 2 per week or month. Question: if everybody's basic needs are secured, who's gonna do the dirty jobs? When prices go up to compensate essential workers, it offers more opportunities to design ways to make undesirable jobs obsolete for humans, via ingenuity, invention, and/or automation. Some people want to work, and there will likely always be work that needs to be completed by humans. Therefore, the market will still play a part in what labor is worth. Volunteering also provides benefits in non-financial ways, and the more people who find their calling and accomplish achievement, or at least aspire to achieve and accomplish, the better society becomes as a whole. Also consider, 2 essential workers might each regard their current job as pitiful, but if they traded jobs, they'd both achieve greater fulfillment. Therefore, the goal of admin support professionals would be to facilitate a good fit for all involved, to where willing-to-work participants become eager-to-work aspirants, considering the increased pay would enable their prospective creative endeavors, in addition to improving their standard of living and quality of life. The notion of taxes could become completely reformed with zero tax burden on basic currency. Property tax and sales tax could still both be levied and collected by governments, though ideally at decreasing rates. Personal income tax could become less necessary and therefore less burdensome given a more appropriate and effective economic system. When visualizing an economic maturation of capitalism, trial and improvement trumps trial and error, and this generation has the additional lessons learned from existing case studies of what's come and failed before. With this new concept, all citizens are eligible to accept basic income. Sign-up should be simpler than obtaining a government ID and a credit union debit card. Then joining the member collective could be as simple as registering to vote. Members who develop and manage a shareable portfolio gain the ability to send and receive UBI notes and expired basics without a fee. Web services can include job boards, stated goals and achievements, opportunities to solve known problems, transparent peer reviews, admin support, etc. Creator Currency Octaves could be the first currency in history that's backed by art and creation, and is exclusively earned and not potentially won, inherited, stolen, found, etc. Then imagine, instead of a bunch of gold bullion locked up in Fort Knox, each creator member collective branch gets to display a gold bar in security glass with finger holes small enough so the public can touch it, but not take it, to back up the dollar, or just for historic effect. Within view of the gold display, there can be post-up boards and display screens for community chest-type projects to pay expired basic notes forward into. Elevating member level could be based on factors such as how many expired basic notes one earns for, say, musical performances, artists who sell original art, people who prepare and serve food at a restaurant that accepts UBI cash, etc. Similar to construction crews who build high-quality roads based on union-negotiated rates, other types of project teams could have collective negotiated rates and pay scales. For those who invent, their peer group and system administrators can verify the concepts, and depending on the benefit to society, such as resources saved or safety gained, and depending on how they profit personally, They can be rewarded individually via an elevated multiplier rate and/or a higher octave level for a greater amount of expired basic notes to trade in each month for primary currency. What other mechanisms could be developed to ensure fair incentive and deserved reward that's both equitable and appropriate, while also ensuring a high standard of professionalism for essential work? If better ways are possible, aim towards best. In closing, the assumption for this concept is that each person would benefit if the system is established to enhance the culture, efficiently reduce costs and waste, mitigate human suffering, reduce crime, heal and improve nature, etc. But the main goal is to eliminate homelessness and food insecurity, which could be likened to a collective inheritance that pays dividends in perpetuity. For additional details and ideas, see author Duke Johnson's free ebook at bettertobest.wixsite.com/book.